Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in today's session we'll be discussing all the important questions on the chapter aldehydes, ketones and acids, which will include the recent questions and arrange them. So please watch the video till the end. See, the first question says, arrange the following in the increasing order of the boiling point. Now if we have to arrange them in the increasing order, when you are having different functional groups, what should we consider? See, this is alkane, a normal hydrocarbon. The next one is ether, that is methoxyethane, aldehyde, ketone and alcohol. So the order will be hydrocarbons you are going to place the least. I have put them in the order. Then it is ether. Then it will be aldehyde. Then ketone and alcohol. Now this one undoubtedly will be maximum because of the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bond. Then comes this is slightly polar. Even both these are polar, right? So how they are polar? They have this CO group and you are having here carbon, that is CH3 and CH3. So because of the electronegativity difference, it will be polar, right? So this will have partial positive charge, this will have partial negative. Even this will be, but because of both the methyl groups, it will be slightly bulkier, means comparatively bigger size. Bigger size means more surface area, more van der Waals forces. So this will be after alcohol, the lesser one. Then comes aldehyde. Then after aldehyde, you are going to place ether, and a hydrocarbon will be the least. Now in the same, suppose you have acid also. Suppose you are having carboxylic acid. Then you will find that carboxylic acid will be even higher than the alcohols. Okay, that I think we'll be discussing in the upcoming questions, right? Aldehydes, ketones are soluble in water. This is soluble, SULBLE, soluble in water. Why they are soluble in water? So what you will write here? It is due to intermolecular hydrogen bond. So in such cases, you can just represent the structure. This can be R or H depending upon whether it is aldehyde or ketone, and the another one you can make as a water molecule. Same way you can represent another molecule. This is R or H, whatever. So between them, between H and O, H of water and O of carbonyl compound, there is bonding. So due to the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bond between carbonyl compound, that is aldehyde, ketone and water, they are soluble in water, right? Though we say that if the R value increases, if the size of this R increases, in that case the solubility in such cases will decrease. Now in case you are asked to compare the solubility of, say, a formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, then propanol, butanol and so on. As the number of the carbon chain is increasing, the solubility will decrease. Fine. Moving on to the next question. Aldehydes are more reactive than ketones in nucleophilic addition reaction. Now we know what is a nucleophilic addition reaction. In all the carbonyl groups, you have that CO, C double bond O, where due to more electronegativity, this will be towards O, this will get partial negative, this will get partial positive. As a result, the nucleophile, which is positive loving species, it is going to attack the carbon atom. And when it is going to attack the carbon atom, it will form a species like this. This will be negative and the nucleophile will get attached onto the carbon atom. Now, if this is aldehyde, this will be R, this will be H. And if it is ketone, instead of the second H, it will be R, right? So, what will happen is, if it is aldehyde, only one side there is alkyl. Right? So alkyl group we know exhibits plus I effect, positive inductive effect. So it is going to push electrons towards the carbon. So when it is going to push the electrons towards carbon, the positive charge on the carbon atom will be reduced. Yes. So one reason is due to plus I effect. Whereas if it is ketone, both will be R, both will be alkyl groups, means both are pushing electrons towards the carbon atom. So the positive charge on this is further reduced. Yes, because you're pushing electrons towards the carbon atom. The positive charge on the carbon atom is further reduced in ketone. So one reason is positive inductive effect. Positive inductive effect due to which the positive charge on the carbon atom is reduced. The second reason you will write is the steric reason. The steric reason. What is that steric reason? When it is ketone, both are alkyl, the nucleophile is getting attached onto it, because here it is sp2 hybridized and here it is sp3 hybridized. So when this is coming and getting attached onto it, it will not be able to attach this particular carbon atom because of the bulky alkyl groups. So more the alkyl groups, the lesser will be the reactivity towards nucleophilic addition reaction. So you will write down two reasons, inductive effect and steric hindrance is more in ketone. Now the next question says that benzaldehyde is less reactive than propanol towards nucleophilic addition reaction. So what you will do here is you will draw the structure of benzaldehyde, right? And you can draw the resonating structures. So what is happening? This is moving towards O and that bond will shift this side. So I'll draw one or two structures and explain. So in the next structure, what will happen is when this has gone, a positive charge has appeared. This is a bond, double bond. This is single bond, negative and hydrogen, right? And in the next structure, this will further go here and you will get, right, you will get here double bond, a positive charge here now, and so on. Now you can draw the resonating structures on your own. So what is happening? What is happening in benzaldehyde? Due to resonance, the positive charge on the carbon atom does not exist. It is resonating. The positive charge is resonating on the ring. Right, in the next structure you can push it this side, the positive charge will come here, and the next way you will bring it here and bring this negative back. So you can complete the resonating structures and you will find that the positive charge does not remain on the carbon atom. Okay, so you can also write that in benzaldehyde, the carbon atom in benzaldehyde is less electrophilic than the carbon which is there in propanol. In this propanol, what is there? CH3, CH2, C double bond, and this is there. This is pushing electrons towards it. Of course, we say there is plus I effect, but due to resonance, this is resonance effect. Due to resonance effect, the positive charge is decreased to the greater extent than the propanol example. Right? Now, these are again two important questions. I have placed them in the order, but I'll explain it. Suppose you are asked to compare nucleophilic addition reactions order in formaldehyde, acetaldehyde and acetone. You will find formaldehyde is maximum. There is no plus I effect. Then it will be this one. There are two alkyl groups that will be least. Okay, so you can explain on the basis of plus psi effect, you can explain on the basis of steric reasons. Here there is more steric hindrance. Due to more bulky groups, alkyl groups, the nucleophile will not be able to attack that readily. Now, these are the next one is this. I will draw the structures and show you. Acetophenone. You will have this, those spaces little less, but I will try to draw it here. This is acetophenone. Right, so there is a ring as well as there is alkyl group, right? Then para-tolualdehyde. Para-tolualdehyde means you will have para position tolu, that is CH3, and para position there is CH also. Para-tolualdehyde. This one is simply on the ring there is CHO. Benzaldehyde. And the last one is para-nitrobenzaldehyde, means you have CHO here and nitro group here. So this is very simple. If any electron withdrawing group is attached, it will pull electrons toward itself. So the positive charge on the carbon atom will be more. Okay, positive charge will be more, so that will be most reactive towards nucleophilic addition. Here, in comparison to benzaldehyde, in comparison to propanol, we said benzaldehyde is less. But these are all aromatic ones compared. Then this is the order. One with electron withdrawing group will be the least, will be the maximum. with the electron withdrawing group will be the maximum reactivity, it will exhibit toward nucleophilic addition. Then without anything, then with one CH3 group attached on the ring. If it is attached directly like this, CO and methyl group in the ring, that will be the least. Okay, so the next question says addition of HCN to CO group is always carried out in the presence of the base. So what you will write is, see, the reaction is like this. HCN, why we carry out in the presence of the base? Because this is a very weak acid. So what will this base do? It will pull the H from here. It will form water, will help in the generation of the nucleophile. And now this nucleophile, that is CO, will be able to, attack on the carbon atom. So this will be here, this will be negative, this will be positive. So this nucleophile will attack here. So in the next step, you will get this CN here and O will be minus. So why we say addition of HCN to this occurs in the presence of the base? Because this HCN is a weak acid. It will not be able to generate this nucleophile readily. So if we carry out the reaction of the base, this base OH minus will pull the H plus, it will form water and will generate, it will assist in the generation, it will increase the formation of the nucleophile, and now the nucleophile can add on to this very easily and it will result in the formation of cyanohydrin. Cyanohydrin is the addition product which is generated. Yeah, another question is addition of sodium bisulfite. Sodium hydrogen sulfite is used for separation and purification of aldehydes. So what answer you will write? This is a recent question. So you will write down the adduct which is formed, that is the addition product which is formed when the carbonyl compound reacts with sodium bisulfite is water soluble. The product is actually a precipitate. It's a crystalline precipitate. That crystalline precipitate, the adduct which we are saying, is water soluble, right? And the precipitate is formed. You dissolve it in water and that soluble thing can be converted back into the original carbonyl compound. The soluble thing you can convert back into the carbonyl compound by simply treating with H plus or alkali. So in case these carbonyl compounds or aldehydes are present as an impurity or some impurity is there in them, you can treat with sodium bisulfite. It will come out as a precipitate and that precipitate you can dissolve in water, remove it and then convert it back into the original compound by treating with acid or alkali. Yeah. Next question. Addition of alcohol to carbonyl group is always carried out in the presence of HCl or dry HCl. So you will write down the answer why. Give reason type of question. If it is asked, you will write dry HCl in the mechanism when you study in the carbonyl group when you are adding alcohol. So what will this HCl do? It will protonate the oxygen of carbonyl carbon. Protonate means this is carbonyl group, this was negative and this was positive. So what will happen is HCl ka H will add on to this. It will protonate it. So what will happen if it is getting protonated, that is oxygen of CO group is getting protonated, it will increase the electrophilicity. The positive charge here will increase. So electrophilicity of the CO group will increase, which will facilitate the nucleophilic attack. That means it will help in carrying out the reaction. Clear? So in between you can please pause it and make notes of, revise it, the recent questions. The next question says oxidation of ketone is carried out under vigorous conditions. Why? Now if you are talking about ketone, say if I write down like this is say a ketone, and when you carry out its oxidation in the presence of course those oxidizing agents, potassium permanganate, you can use potassium dichromate, acidified or alkaline, right? You have to heat it. This is minus. You have to heat it. It has to be carried out at elevated temperatures, right? You have to heat it. Why it is so? Because in this CC bond also has to break, because there are possibilities that the bond may break from here. This is first possibility of breaking a bond, in which you will get two products. which two products you are getting? One is from this side, you will get RCOOH. One is from this side, the another one is R dash CH2 COOH. Or another possibility is this bond may break. If the second bond breaks, you will get this product R dash COOH, or another one R CH2 COOH. That means in this, this is CO group is somewhere in the center. It is not terminal. When it is somewhere in the center, it also includes the CC bond breaking. So you will write ketones also involve carbon-carbon bond breaking, because it involves this bond breaking also, which cannot occur at normal temperatures. These reactions have to be always carried out at elevated temperatures. You can take this example also and explain. Yeah, another question says that carboxylic carbon. Carboxylic carbon means they are talking about COOH. Is less electrophilic than carbonyl carbon. Carbonyl carbon is this. Why? Carbonyl carbon means it is having only this type of shift in it, right? Due to which carbon gets positive and this gets negative. But what is carboxylic group? COOH. I've drawn the structure here. So what happens is this is C double bond O and OH. So because this is more electronegative, pi electrons will be more towards O. This will get negative charge. And when this goes here, I've just shown the next one also in the same step. When this goes here, this carbon will get a positive. To satisfy that, the lone pair of the electron will shift this side. So when it shifts this side, you will get, a double bond here. Double bond means oxygen getting 3 bonds, so that oxygen will be positive. So in between, one structure I have not drawn, in which in your textbook, if you see, they are showing you like this they are showing you negative, this they are showing like this only, and this is the intermediate structure they have shown here with this carbon getting a positive. Okay, this one I have shown both the shifts in the same and drawn the last structure. Actually, with this shift, you are getting this structure, and further in this, there is this shift, and you get the next structure. So it is, so what reason you will write here? Carboxylic carbon is less electrophilic than carbonyl carbon because of resonance. So you will draw both the resonating structures and explain it, right? Carboxylic acids, they are higher boiling liquids than this. This earlier I was telling you that in case if it is given with ketone and all, acids will be maximum. The reason you will write is they have extensive H bond, in which two acid, they are getting linked together and they result in the formation of a dimer. So it is like this. You will show 2 carboxylic acid molecules getting linked together and they result in the formation of a dimer. Whereas this is having intermolecular H bonding, which we have discussed many a times. This is the way you are going to represent it. So how are you going to place them in the order? We know alcohol is more, right? So first alcohol, then after alcohol you will put ketone, then aldehyde, and you are going to put acids the maximum. In case you are comparing the boiling points of some compounds where you have alcohol, acid, everything. So what you will do? Acid maximum, then alcohol, then ketone, and then this thing, aldehyde. After aldehyde, if you have ether, after ether, if you have hydrocarbon. Now, if you are asked a question, carboxylic acid is soluble in water and the solubility decreases with R. So you will draw the structure. This is carboxylic acid, this is water. So between water and carboxylic acid, there is intermolecular hydrogen bond. So due to the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bond, they are soluble, and when the R value increases, means if you are comparing the solubility of say formic acid, acetic acid, propanoic acid, butanoic acid, etc., the solubility will decrease with the increase in the R value. Yeah, moving on to the next question, which says carboxylic acids are more acidic than phenol, though phenol has more number of the resonating structures. I have drawn the structure just to save time, otherwise the video was becoming very long. This is carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid, when you draw the resonating structure, COOH, this will shift here, this will go here. You are getting negative charge on O. When you start drawing resonating structures for phenol, you will get one structure like this. This lone pair will shift, pi bond will go. Further, you will go like this, and you are going to draw another structure. Let me draw one more structure for you and show it. This is as such a double bond. H, one lone pair, a positive. This is now negative. This will further go here, and this will be here. Chalo, one more I will draw so that you don't have any doubts left over. This is there, OH, one lone pair, positive. So what do you find? You will write like that. In carboxylic acid, the negative charge resides on more electronegative oxygen. So negative charge is on more electronegative oxygen in the resonating structure. You will draw the resonating structures of carboxylic acid as well as for phenol. And in phenol, when you are seeing, you are having the negative charge on less electronegative carbon. That is the main reason why the carboxylate ion is more stabilized than the phenoxide ion. Carboxylate ion means this H goes away and you are getting here COO minus. And what is phenoxide ion? C6H5O minus. So this will be more stable because the negative charge comes over here. So finally this bond will break here. It will form COO minus, and this will break here. You will get C6H5O minus. So you will draw the resonating structures and explain properly that there the negative charge is on more electronegative oxygen atom, whereas in phenol the negative charge is on the less electronegative carbon atom. Another type of questions you have presence of electron withdrawing group. Suppose you have this COOH. See, I am talking about this only, right? On this acetic acid, if these H are replaced by some electron withdrawing groups, say if I write down 1 chlorine, or if I write CHCl2, 2 chlorines. So if withdrawing groups are there, then its acidic nature will increase. If electron donating groups are there, the acidic nature will decrease. For example, if I compare the acidic nature of formic acid and acetic acid, you will find that acetic acid is lesser acidic than formic acid because this is alkyl group. Alkyl group exhibits plus psi effect. Due to the presence of plus psi effect, it is going to push electron towards O. So O will be more negative. More negative means it will hold this H plus more tightly, will not give H easily. So formic acid is more acidic than acetic acid. So more the number of electron withdrawing groups, more will be the acidic nature. The donating groups will decrease the acidic nature. This is very important page of NCERT. See the acidic nature. These are the withdrawing groups present, and the withdrawing groups number also increases, the acidic nature will increase. Still they have compared 3 fluorine atoms, chlorine, 2 chlorines, and so on. So more the withdrawing groups, more will be the acidic nature. It's continuing. Till here it is continuing. Right? If the ring comes, acidic nature will decrease. You can see further here. Okay? Another important thing is this one. If you are comparing, say, ring and acid, in the ring further if some withdrawing group comes, the acidic nature will be more. You can check here. Okay, so the more lesser the pKa value, more is the acidic nature. This is having highest pK value. Yesterday, in my previous videos when I have posted, I told you that higher the Ka value, more the acidic, and acidic nature is inversely proportional to the pKa values. So this page is very, very important from NCERT. Yeah. Moving on to the next question. These are quite important questions. Cyclohexanone forms cyanohydrin in good yield, but 2,2,6 trimethyl cyclohexanone does not. I've drawn the structures. So this is cyclohexanone, 6 carbon atom cyclic. This bond is not there, double bond O, cyclohexanone. This can add on, HCN can add on. this will go here, this will get negative, this carbon will get positive. So the negative part from here will get attached on the carbon. The positive part, that is H plus, will get attached onto O. So you'll get cyanohydrin. What will be the name of the product? It will be named as cyclohexanone cyanohydrin. Cyclohexanone cyanohydrin. This is the product. It can add on. Whereas 2 to 6, if you number from this is main 1 carbon atom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 position 2 and 6 position 1. If HCN is added, it does not undergo. Why? Because of more bulky groups present here, there will be steric hindrance. Due to steric hindrance, the nucleophile will not be able to attack. This will not be able to attack. One reason. Second reason, you can write is that there are these methyl groups present which are electron repelling. So they will push electron towards the carbon. So carbon will not be having more of the positive charge. Okay, so that can be written in this answer. Very important question. Now there are 2 more important questions left over in this chapter. The next one is this: semicarbazide. Semicarbazide is this: NH2NH, CO NH2. There are 2 NH2 groups in semicarbazide, but only one of it gets involved. Only this one gets involved. So how the reaction occurs is, if this is carbonyl group, this side H2, NH2, NH, CO, NH2, CO, NH2. This comes out as water, and whatever is left over, that is semicarbazone. That is the product actually. C double bond N, NH, CO, NH. That is semicarbazone. So why only one side NH2? Why only this side gets participated? Why is only this side H2 participating? Why not this one? Answer you will write. You will draw the resonating structures. I have just opened up the structure. NH2, NH, CO, NH2. There are 2 lone pairs present on this O, right? And this is pi bond. The pi bond will break faster and this will go towards O. Carbon will get positive. To satisfy the positive, the lone pair from left hand side will shift this side. You will get a double bond. So what changes I made here, I have shown on in the next structure. This has come here, a double bond. Right, so when this has come here and this has gone up, means a single bond and a negative. There were 2 pairs, now 3 pairs shown. And the other pink arrows which I have shown here are to represent the next structure. So this was one structure which you got. Then this nitrogen will not be stable with the positive charge. So what happens? This side lone pair of nitrogen can, shift this side. When it shifts this side, this becomes a double bond. And when this becomes a double bond, carbon valency is disturbed, the pi bond again will shift towards this N, which is having a positive charge. So this begins first actually. N getting positive is not stable, so this will go here. When this goes here, this lone pair also will shift. So you get the other structure. So you will write like that: in semicarbazide, that NH2 which is linked directly to CO is involved in resonance. Because it is involved in resonance, it is not free. It is not able to come out. Okay, so only one side NH2 will be participating in the reaction. Fine. Next one. The last question of this chapter. Esterification is carried out in the presence of acid. That is sulfuric acid. Why so? See, we have done what is esterification? Carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid plus alcohol, and you are carrying out in the reaction in the presence of sulfuric acid. What you get is RCOOR, that R dash, that is ester, plus water. So you will write why it is carried out in the presence of sulfuric acid: because this reaction is reversible. Because this reaction is reversible, you will not get the important product, that is ester. So if sulfuric acid is used, it's a good dehydrating agent. It is a good dehydrating agent which will remove this water. It is a dehydrating agent, it will react with this water and it will remove it. When one of the product is removed, equilibrium will shift in the forward direction. You will get more quantity of ester. Got it? I'll repeat once again. The reaction is reversible. you'll write down this equation also. You'll write, as esterification is a reversible reaction, you'll not get good amount of this product ester. So if you use sulfuric acid, which is a good dehydrating agent, it will remove product, that is water, and the equilibrium will shift in the forward direction and you'll get good amount of ester. Okay. So now with this, children, we have completed with all the important questions of aldehydes ketone also. And now in the next video, I will be talking about amines, all the recent questions and arrange them questions. So please practice aldehyde ketone, and in my previous videos I have also shared haloalkane, haloarine recent questions, alcohol, phenol, ether. So please practice all the questions very nicely and do well in your exams. You can share the videos with your friends so that all get benefited with this. Thank you for watching.